Hey, how's it going? This is a video that's a little different than the other ones. I'm here in the Grand Sierra Resort and Casino in Reno, Nevada. I'm getting ready to do some prep and I'm going to be gone off grid for probably another week, which is why I'm getting this video done, because it's something I've always wanted to do and I just thought it was a great time. So I'm here to answer your questions. So a little while ago, I went onto social media and I asked you guys to submit questions that you may have, because I'm going to answer here. And so the first one is coming from Scott, that came in from Facebook. Scott says, "Hi Stuart, I've enjoyed following you and watching your YouTube videos. Thanks for making them and posting. I have a few questions," which is great. I only asked for one, but you gave me four. So let's get to these four. Question number one, what is your profession? Well, my past life, I spent many years in corporate marketing. Before my last real job, big boy job, I guess you could say, was head of marketing for a casino in Los Angeles. And before that, I did marketing for water parks, theme parks, and family entertainment centers on the corporate level. And before that, I did other marketing for other larger companies throughout the country. So that's kind of my background. After the casino gig, working 5 years at 60, 70 hours a week, I decided I don't mind hard work. I like hard work. But I decided if I was going to do it again, I wanted to do it for myself. So that's why I left, started a couple businesses on my own, and that's kind of what's been keeping me going and paying the bills while I'm able to travel. But right now, traveling, creating YouTube videos, and just enjoying what life has is kind of what I'm doing at the moment. What is one purchase or decision you wish you could do over since you started full-timing? I think what I would do differently is I would hold off on buying so much stuff. There's stuff in my rig right now that I haven't even used, but I was researching because I like to do my homework, and I saw these lists of must-have RV items, and so I just kind of went online and I bought them all, and it turned out I didn't even need them all. Certain things you do need. Certain things you do need. Like, you do need a surge protector. You do need a water pressure regulator. You do need leveling blocks and safety issues and stuff like that. What I bought that I don't need, like, I have this outdoor fire pit. That's like this raised so you can put wood in it. I use the propane one. That thing is still in the box. I bought a ton of storage little bins, and there's like 6 or 7 that I don't even use. I should have done better planning on how many do I need. At the time of my mindset, I was like, you can never have enough. Well, actually, you can. So my advice to you is, if you're looking at starting to go full-time, or you're trying to consider what you need, get the rig and then buy stuff as you go along, as you determine that you need it. And not just maybe you need it once, but need it on an ongoing basis. Because there's no really, if you just need it once, you can kind of adapt or change. But if you're looking at you find yourself always needing something, that's when the time to go and buy it. Save yourself some money and just buy as you go. Don't buy it all in advance. I'm talking about like the accessories. There are things that you will need, though, when you first pick up your rig. Third question from Scott. What do you consider being your next rig? Would you consider a gas after having a diesel? No. Diesel was a must-have for me. I know it's more expensive, and I know that there comes other issues. Like, I know with diesel, you have to have the DEF fluid, and there's a lot of issues going on right now with faulty DEF sensors and a lot of different rigs. Doesn't matter. I'm not going back to gas. I'm sticking with diesel. The next question is, what do you consider your next rig to be? I think I really kind of enjoyed the Super Cs. If I did anything, though, I might go a touch smaller if I can get additional slides. Meaning, I'm at 40 feet right now, but if I can find a rig that maybe might be 36 or 38 feet where I can get opposing slides to be able to open up the space a little more, I might consider that, because I wish in the Entegra that I have now, the bedroom, the area between that, I think is a little tight. And being in other rigs, you just kind of feel like you have more room. So if you can expand out, then you may not have to go as long, at least the feeling that you have more space. And question number 4, are there any features of your current rig that you dislike? Well, I think I just kind of mentioned the first one with the slides. I wish I had an opposing slide in the bedroom. I don't know if I need one in the living room. I think I have plenty of space there. But in the bedroom, I wish there was a little more space in that area. The other thing, too, I think having gone through the Rocky Mountains in Colorado twice, and having gone through the Sierra Nevadas out in California, Nevada and stuff, I'm towing the Jeep, that's 4,000 pounds, but I'm also about 4,000 pounds underweight of my total gross vehicle weight. I think that this rig is just slightly underpowered, especially going uphill. If you have that running start, you're fine. But if you find yourself going up at it, even like a slight angle, and you're not fully like you don't have that speed to get up, and you're not rolling, it struggles. And I don't know if that's normal or not, but I think that you can use a little more engine power, a little more horsepower. I think this thing has 360 in it right now. 400, 420 probably would be good. Maybe a little more low in torque, because when I am going up, I do downshift and I try and grab all of that, but this thing starts to, well, there's no red line on it, but this, 3,000 RPMs, you're up there, and I'm, going up at 2,500, 2,800 RPMs. So we're if there were a red line, I'd be at it. So that's the one thing I think that I would consider on here is I think it just could use a little more power. And that's not an Entegra thing, that's a Freightliner thing. So thanks, Scott, for the questions. Kim from YouTube says, how has your Entegra held up along the way, and how has life treated you on the road? Good question. The Entegra is held up great. Other than when I first got it, you have some issues that you're going to shake down. When I had that water leak that I talked about in one of my very first videos that we had to try and track down. Beyond that, though, everything has been great as far as Entegra is concerned. Now, there's been some user errors as part of the learning curve, and then the time that I tried to cut too tight and kind of ripped off the back a little bit, but live and learn. That's just not an Entegra thing, but it's held up very well. I've been very, very happy, and life on the road has been great. You kind of go through these ups and downs, and I've talked about it a little bit, where you go from these big events or these big rallies where you're just surrounded by people and things to do all the time, and then those events end, or you move on to another city, and then you realize that you're just alone again. And so you hit these peaks and valleys, but for me it's fine, because sometimes you just want to unplug. Sometimes you just want to say, I'm done with people for the day. I just want to stay home. I just want to have a moment, to myself. And sometimes that's great. So life on the road has been fantastic. Some of the people that I've met on the road that have been full-timing for anywhere from 3 months, the same time as me, or even longer, 5-10 years, the stories are just amazing, and they wouldn't change it for anything. And then the things that I've been able to see as well. I feel truly, truly lucky to be able to do what I'm doing right now. Frank asks, do you mostly eat out or cook? It's a combination of both, but I'm doing a lot more cooking than I thought I would. When I lived back in Long Beach, my Sticks and Bricks, I very rarely cooked. It was maybe a once a week kind of thing. But out here, I've got the Blackstone, and when I'm doing a full setup, I'm gonna try and grill every chance I get. I've tried different recipes. I've tried just a lot of twists on other stuff that I used to cook, becoming a little more adventurous. I carry with me the Blackstone griddle, and then I also have my air fryer and my crock pot, my the Ninja Foodie. And then I've got the 3-burner gas stove inside and a convection microwave oven. So I can pretty much eat or cook whatever, I feel like. However I feel like it. So I have been doing a lot. And then there's this other YouTube channel. I'm going to plug them right here. They don't even know I watch. But they're called the Walt Twins. They're based in Florida, and they have a Blackstone as well. And they cook up some amazing recipes. And I've stolen a lot of what they've done to try and cook here. I was going to cook some on my own channel and pass them off as my own, but give credit where credit's due. I'll link their stuff in the bottom here. It's called the Walt Twins, and these guys are fantastic, and they cook some amazing food. So I highly recommend them. And if you have recipes too that you think would be good, drop them in the comments below, or let me know, or send me links or whatever, because I love to always try different takes on different foods. Patricia in Delaware asks, well, she's another one going over and above. Love it. Multiple questions. Here we go. Do you have a base camp like a family member's driveway? Where are you from? Originally from Sacramento, California. I spent 3 years here in Reno, Nevada, moved to the Bay Area for a couple years, and I spent the last 10 in Southern California, down in the Huntington Beach, Long Beach area. I don't have what I would formally consider a base camp, family member's driveway. There's no one that I know that has a driveway big enough to stick this thing in. This thing's 40 feet plus the tow. So my base camp, if I were to call it anything, would just be Southern California. When I go back to check on the businesses or something, I'll stay at a Thousand Trails in Temecula or in Palm Springs, which is about an hour and a half, maybe, hour and a half. From my location, so I'll just go over there and drive back. If I had a base camp, that's what I would consider it to be, but I am looking at trying to find a area that I can stay at more longer term for repairs and stuff, because so I just did a lithium upgrade. And so when you saw the last video from last week, when I was going around the I-70 detour on my way to Denver, when I got to Denver, I was there for about a week, and I completely just made that a work week. I planned it out. Batteries, my lithium batteries were sent there, my BIMs, I just set it all up to get all that done during that week that I was there in Denver. So that's another video that's coming up. But no, I don't really have a base camp. I don't know if you really need a base camp. My fear is that if I stop somewhere for too long, I'm going to get lazy, and then I'm not going to want to go somewhere else again. So apparently you work remotely. What kind of work do you do? So I think I kind of answered that already. I got those businesses, but what I'm getting ready to do is kind of get more into some consulting, digital media, social media marketing, stuff like that. You know, I love doing YouTube. At first it started out as a passion project, but it's kind of developing into other stuff, so we'll kind of see where that goes. But anything that I can utilize my skills at and help some people along the way, I'm more than happy to do that. So if you are a small business owner and you're looking for advice or ideas or tips or tricks or something on how to jumpstart your social media or jumpstart your marketing, I'd love to talk to you. I'm not looking to try and make any money on this thing. I'm just trying to keep my skills sharp, I guess is the best way to say it. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to get off script a little bit here, but so far in the 6 or 7 months that I've been doing YouTube, there have been 2 people that have reached out to me that have bought rigs because of the videos that I've made. And so I just want to give a shout out to you guys for reaching out to me and asking questions about the decisions and the purchase. Big Sarge, I hope you're enjoying your Seneca that you just got. There's somebody that I've been talking to, his name is Big Sarge, and we've been communicating a lot over the last several months about a used Seneca that he had the opportunity to get from RV1 in Altoona, Iowa, the same place that I got my rig. So he just picked his up a couple weeks ago, so congratulations. I hope you're enjoying it. And then there's another couple, and forgive me, I forget your names, but they were having some electrical issues. They saw my channel, they picked up an Entegra in Florida, and they reached out after seeing some of my videos, asking me some questions and things. So I hope you guys got out of the mud. They were telling me a story. She was telling me a story that the very first day that they got it, they took it somewhere, and then it rained, and then they got it stuck in the mud. So that's just, I hope you guys got out safe. Patricia asks again, where do you spend Christmas and Thanksgiving holidays? So when I left Sacramento, my family is still there, and one of the deals that I made was I'll be home for Christmas. So I go up to Northern California for Christmas. I always have ever since I left. Thanksgiving, I normally spend down in Long Beach. So the last few years, except for 2020 because of COVID, for the last few years, I would normally host a Friendsgiving event at the bar. We would just close Thursday. I'd just bring in a bunch of food, and anybody that didn't have anywhere to go, or even couples that didn't want to cook for a thing, I just hosted at the bar. So we had food and drinks and just a nice little gathering of friends that were able to come by. Because a lot of people that I knew over in Southern California were transplants too, and you can't afford to always go back home during that. So I just always opened up the bar to friends and family, and that's kind of what I've always did. 2020, we went camping, and that's what I plan to do this year. I'm going to be meeting up with some friends in Arizona. We're going to be doing some camping, and Christmas I'll be up in Northern California again. Do you ever get sick of driving and setting up and then tearing down? Yes and no. So let's start this first part. Do I ever get sick of driving? No, I don't. Driving this thing, this is a lot of fun. You're sitting up high, you've got this great sight line, and it's just a lot of fun to drive. So no, I really don't get tired of driving it. As a matter of fact, 2 days ago was the longest drive I've done. I was staying in Jackpot, Nevada, which is right on the border of Nevada and Idaho, and I just came straight through to Reno. I wasn't planning on doing that, but a couple things. The thought of setting up and breaking down just for one night wasn't really that appealing. Then I got a good sleep. I was boondocking at a casino in Jackpot, and so when I just woke up, I just threw a pot of coffee on and closed my bed slide. I didn't open up the dining slide. I just closed the bed slide, and then I was on the road. So I drove for about 4 hours. I pulled over, had some lunch, and I was way ahead of schedule at this point. And so I didn't want to just get into a site where at 1 o'clock when I planned on being there, at 4. So I was way ahead of schedule. And then there was a time change. And by the time I said, you know what, screw it, I'm committing. I called GSR and said, hey, I want to come in tonight. Do you have space for me? They said, absolutely. So I just made that mindset and I just drove straight through. It was about an 8-hour drive, 9-hour drive or so. But to get here and get set up and to have this extra day to where I can just, like a bonus day. So yes, I did that. Did the drive kill me? I was a little tired. The long drive, plus the time change, plus the fact that I wasn't planning on driving that long, it wasn't horrible, but it was a little taxing on me at the end of the night. I think I went to bed at like 10. I never go to bed that early. As far as setting up and breaking down all the time, if I'm only staying in a spot for a day or two, I don't really do the full setup. If I know I'm going to be somewhere for a week, like out on an escaper rally or something, I'll put out the lawns, I put out the barbecues, I put that out. If I know I'm having people over, I'm going to be meeting, we're going to be, this, yeah, I'll put out the chairs and stuff. But for the most part, I don't always do a full setup because it's just not always the easiest. So like, I don't need to put out the tables and chairs if I got a bench. I don't need to set up the grill if I'm not gonna cook, or what I'm gonna cook I can do in the microwave or something like that. So it can get taxing and tiring, but I got it down now pretty much to where I can get everything down in like 30 to 40 minutes by myself. There's a lot of couples that can take an hour or longer where one person will do the inside and one person will do the outside, and then it still takes them an hour. I can get everything done pretty much in 40 minutes, maybe 45 minutes if I need to, if I really am like pushed to like go. What is the longest time you stayed at any one spot? I think when I first started full timing, I was in Palm Springs for about 2 weeks, and then I moved to another resort that was really close by for another 2 weeks. And I did that for a couple reasons. A, I just wanted to kind of get used to living in the rig. I wanted the cats to get used to living in the rig. I didn't want to freak them out with all the driving at the same time. And then third, I didn't want to be too far away from the businesses just in case during this new procedures and all the new processes where the staff took over more responsibilities, if something went wrong or if I needed to be there or there's something that I couldn't think of that happened, I would be close by so I can get there right away. So I would say that's probably been the longest. Beyond that, 7 to 10 days maybe, and I'm pretty much ready to go to the next spot. I have stayed longer in spots and I have cut locations short. New Mexico, I cut really short. Just didn't enjoy my time there. Denver, I rearranged my entire month of August to go back there again and spend 10 more days there because I enjoyed it so much. So that's pretty much the gist of things. And again, I think I mentioned this earlier. I'm afraid that if I stay in one spot for too long, then I'm going to get a little too comfortable and I'm not going to want to move again. So I got to keep pushing forward. Thanks for sharing your full-time RVing, Patricia in Delaware. Guys, thanks so much for all the questions. I hope that you got some great answers. I hope that you learned something. If you do, please be sure to give this video a like and a thumbs up. It really does help the channel and growing and getting it out to more people where this information can be helpful. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. And that's it for me here from the Grand Sierra Resort in Reno, Nevada. I don't know what the next video is going to be yet. Normally I would tease something, but I've got a lot of opportunity. I got a lot of footage that I can choose from. I just got back from Escapers event in the Grand Tetons out in Idaho and Wyoming. Maybe that will be the next video. I've got some other kinds of miscellaneous stuff that I could be putting up, so I don't know. So if you want to find out, hit that subscribe button. And thanks for watching Claim the Vision, and be sure to leave your comments and your thoughts below if you have other questions or if you have other information that you want to add that I maybe didn't cover. So thanks for watching again, and we will see you in the next video.